The man just touched him lightly, and he started to spray water frantically. The doctor was just about to draw blood, but he didn't expect water to be drawn out. The doctor could not explain this phenomenon at all. This incident happened on the moon in 2075. An elite team was sent to the moon to retrieve experimental samples. Several people were grouped to find samples. When the two were working together to open the door, the woman seemed to have found something. Just when he observed closely, suddenly a hand fell off. The two opened the door and found that all the experimenters had died here. There were obvious marks on the walls, and all of them died of drowning. Several people came to the sample room and found that all the samples had been used up. The man covered the flashlight and found that there was still a bottle of samples. He approached the corpse and wanted to take out the sample, but accidentally pressed it on the corpse's stomach during recovery and sprayed the corpse's mouth. Some powder got into the man's eyes, but the man didn't take it seriously. When he took it out, he saw that the bottle was empty. On the way back, the man was obviously wrong, and his ears began to drip. His companion felt the difference and came to ask about the situation. Unexpectedly, the man started to go crazy. After spraying water, the autopsy found that the man's internal organs were all penetrated by water, as if he was drowning himself from the inside. On the other side, a man's flashlight accidentally rolled under the cabinet. Just as he was lying down looking for the flashlight suddenly went out. When he touched the flashlight, it was dragged away by something. When he touched it again, he found a bottle of sample. When he took the sample to the door and was about to go out, he was quickly dragged back by something. Dr. Pei walked into the sample room and found that the man was hung up. The man fell to his death, and the mysterious creature in the corner slowly took the sample from his hand. Dr. Pei dared to squat down to observe, but only saw a black shadow. They found a communicator on the deceased. The above is obviously a spy, and they just lost contact with Earth. The captain gave the communicator to the liaison and asked him to contact the headquarters. The woman dropped her own blood into the blood of the dead. An incredible scene happened. 1 drop became 2 drops. 2 drops became 4 drops. The blood was fissioned, and at the same time lost its original color and became transparent. Now it has become more and more. The doctor hurriedly brought coolant to freeze the virus. Just as Dr. Pei was about to tell the captain what he found that the captain knew about it a long time ago. It turned out that the sample they were looking for was the virus, a kind of water on the moon. Knowing the truth of the matter, the two came to the reference room and were about to search for information when the captain suddenly found a green leaf under his feet. How could plants grow here? And it was still a large area. A few people were going to go down to find out what happened. So much moon water, and the growth of these plants all came from this broken bottle of moon water. Several people took out the moon water and prepared to take it away. At this moment, 2 team members ran over. A few people went out to check and found that one team member's hand was broken. The monster threw the broken hand away and left the bottle of moon water. Another team member took the opportunity to pick up the gun and shoot at the monster. The monster left the moon water and ran away, and several people continued shooting. When the monster moved so fast, it was able to escape the bullet, but he was accidentally shot by the captain. He walked over to check and found that it turned out to be a girl with scales on her face. The monster fled wildly, knocked over the gatekeeper and fled. The captain contacted the Earth, and the headquarters asked him to bring the girl back. At this moment, the liaison officer took out the communicator again. It turned out that he was also an undercover agent, and Dr. Pei came to the information again. However, she found that all the information about Yushui had been deleted. It turned out that she came here all because of her sister. Her sister was the person in charge of this laboratory. She died here 5 years ago. She wanted to find the reason. When Dr. Pei and the doctor came back at the time, he found that the liaison officer was packing the moon water. When Dr. Pei told him not to move, the liaison officer slowly pulled out the gun. When he turned around, the girl was watching them outside the door. The liaison officer shot and the girl dexterously had thrown him down after that. The girl's eyes blinked like a snake, and Dr. Pei picked up the water on the moon to stabilize the girl. Dr. Pei told everyone not to move. The captain signaled everyone not to shoot. The girl stared at the bottle of moon water. Dr. Pei carefully placed the bottle of water on the cabinet and nodded to the girl to show that there was no malice. The girl just picked up the bottle of water. I didn't expect that the liaison officer shot and shattered the water. The girl immediately lay on the cabinet and twitched, and then a gill grew. The muzzle on her body was also healing quickly. The ventilation pipe. Dr. Pei felt that the girl has adapted to the water and her genes have mutated. Maybe she is the hope of the Earth. The captain decided to use anesthesia to catch the other side of the girl. The liaison continued to work undercover and took it away again after calling water, and all this was heard by the injured teammate. He wanted to tell the captain the news. Just when he was looking for the communication headset, the liaison officer returned a shot and killed the team. Dr. Pei held the water in front of the girl to attract the girl. The girl approached at an astonishing speed. The sound of footsteps came, and the girl appeared in front of him instantly. Dr. Pei put the water on the ground, and when the girl approached step by step, the gate fell. The captain. She left here. The girl's anxious eyes. Let Pei. The doctor turned around again. Just when the captain was about to drag her away, the girl took the water and ran away. The captain hurriedly pressed the switch, and the door fell and pinned down one of the girl's legs. Dr. Pei couldn't bear it and wanted to rescue the girl, but was bitten by the girl instead. At this moment, Dr. Pei noticed the girl's name, Luna number 73, and heard the girl's cry. The captain set up a shot of anesthesia. Dr. Pei opened the door to rescue the girl. The girl finally calmed down. Dr. Pei didn't want the captain to let the captain bring the girl back to Earth. because then she will be reduced to an experiment all her life. The undercover agent came to the control room and blocked their area. Hearing the blockade warning, the girl escaped from the captain's arms and stumbled out. Fortunately, one of the team members also escaped from the blocked area. Dr. Pei followed the girl's footsteps and climbed in. After finding the ventilation duct, the two captains also found a ventilation duct and prepared to go to the control room, but Dr. Pei found that Luna had been waiting for him as if she was leading the way for her. Following the girl's footsteps, Dr. Pei came to a room where can seeing the distant Earth. She opened the sleeping capsule, and the girl was lying in it. Dr. Pei took out the candy and told the girl that it was for eating, but the girl seemed to have never seen this kind of food, so she took it and chewed it directly in her mouth. The girl waved and shook her head like Dr. Pei. Dr. Pei helped him tear apart a piece of candy. The girl climbed out of the sleeping cabin, grabbed the candy, and ate it by the bed. Dr. Pei also found a lot of photos here. This is her sister. At the same time, she also found a hard drive. They dropped water on the goldfish, and soon the goldfish began to ooze out a lot, but the goldfish did not die, but swam in the water. After asking about the girl's whereabouts, the undercover agent killed his teammates. Dr. Pei clicked on a video with Luna's name written on it. This time they injected water into the body. Soon the girl started spitting water and died. What are you doing? But when she saw number 27, number 41, number 54, she finally knew the truth of everything. And the doctor happened to find a lot of clones. Soon Dr. Pei saw the last number 73 Luna, which is sleeping. The girl, her sister, also knew that this kind of experiment was wrong, but in order to save all mankind, she still completed the experiment, looking at Luna's injured leg. Dr. Pei turned on the water to heal him, and soon the wound on the leg healed, while the undercover agent poured a large amount of water into the ventilation pipe. After 20 minutes, the place would be completely submerged. When the captain arrived, it was too late. Under the guidance of Dr. Pei, the girl gradually learned to speak. When they arrived, Dr. Pei stopped in front of the girl, and the captain asked him to escort the two to Gate 7. The captain finally caught the undercover and easily subdued him. Just when the captain was distracted, the undercover picked up the gun. When the water fell, the captain did not shoot, leaving him to fend for himself. As soon as the woman looked up, a drop of water on top of her head just landed on her face, and soon Dr. Pei's hands responded. Her eyes also seemed to have an extra layer of filter. In order not to infect her teammates, she locked herself up, started to spit water like others, and fainted. After a while, Dr. Pei opened her eyes. It turned out that she had just been exposed, now bitten. Her gene may have become an antibody. The support from the headquarters in the undercover ship arrived here immediately. If Luna is brought back to Earth, the experiment here will continue, and the water is too dangerous. Dr. Pei thinks this is very likely to cause the entire Earth to fall into crisis. And once Luna returns to the Earth, she will be reduced to a tool for studying water for the rest of her life. Seeing Luna's innocent and cute appearance, Dr. Pei decided to take Luna to the International Institute of Cosmos. It should be safe there. The captain brought her a tracking device. Dr. Pei gave the opportunity to the captain. Watching the captain coming, the girl stood up nervously. The captain was about to put the device on the girl, but the girl subconsciously, after hiding for a while, the two looked at Dr. Pei at the same time. With Dr. Pei's approval, the girl sat down and stretched out one leg. At this time, the girl noticed the sticker on the captain's chest, which was posted by the captain's daughter for her. The captain took off the sticker and gave it to the girl. Just when the group was about to go to exit 7, the girl suddenly fell on the ground. No one knew what she was doing. The girl's hearing was different from ordinary people. To cover this place, the girl immediately got up and ran to an intersection, motioning everyone to follow him. The girl stared at the door. Sure enough, the water came. Several people hurriedly followed the girl and retreated to exit 7. Dr. Pei stopped the girl. He took her hand and fled together. The captain had just closed the gate to stop the water when he turned around. All the team members were stunned. It turned out to be an undercover agent, and he began to tell the cause of the incident. A drop of water can make plants grow quickly and grow into a green plant. This drop of water comes from the moon. In 2075, the Earth's water naturally dried up. People discovered the moon water, but the moon responds to the human body after touching the moon water. The human body will spit water until death. South Korea built a laboratory on the moon and studied it for 5 years. They experimented with goldfish and found that it could survive. It took another 73 clones to finally survive, just when the experiment was successful. The government ordered it to be destroyed. He was also among all the experimenters, but they just obeyed the orders of their superiors. He still had to kill a few people to get the samples back. He was also shot. As soon as he put on the spacesuit, the team members died on the moon. When the captain wanted to open the door, the system made an error. The captain was ready to sacrifice himself in exchange for their survival. The moon water flowed over, and the captain died. The two hurriedly fled for their lives. They finally escaped at the last moment, but when they came outside, there was no trace of Luna. Dr. Pei found a series of footprints on the ground. Following the footprints, the two seeing Luna's figure, it turns out that she has mutated and can survive in space without a spacesuit. Luna came to a stone. It turned out to be the captain. He was washed out by the moon water, and after the flashing light went out, maybe the captain will sleep on the moon. At this time, the wind and sand blew and the spacecraft arrived, and this spacecraft, we don't know whether it came from the space station or their country. The Korean drama The Silent Sea ends here. I strongly recommend everyone to watch the original film. It is impossible to list all the details, but this short film is definitely worth savoring. Although it is dressed in sci-fi, the plot is absolutely shocking if you like it. Please subscribe and see you next time.